Does your local quilt guild host an annual exhibit? Have you ever been able to travel to one of the national shows? I recently returned from Road to California 2023, and I want to share with you my top 10 memories. The first thing I noticed walking into the convention center were all the beautiful quilts hung in the lobby, the entrance walkway. And this was such a beautiful effect because you could see the quilts, you could see the back, you could see the quilting, and if you were on the upper level, you got an even better close-up view. So well done placement of these fantastic quilts. It's hard to pick a favorite from all the beautiful quilts that were entered into the show, but this one definitely stopped me in my tracks, and I apologize that I did not get a detailed picture of the maker's artist statement and name and entry information, but it was in the landscape category, and it's just stunning the way that the free motion quilting, some traditional motifs like feathers, just make it look like you are hiking there up on a mountaintop, and I fell in love. This was one of the special exhibits on display at Road to California 2023, and there was not a lot of detail other than the book cover listed alongside each of the quilt makers' names. So I imagine it was a guild challenge to interpret some of the landmarks and historical buildings and things going on in Washington, D.C. in quilt form. And since I lived in Washington, D.C. as a teenager and know a lot of those landmarks, it was really fun to see this exhibit. I am in awe of these works of art by quilter Caryl, Breyer, Fallert, Gentry. She has a really special technique of mixing digital photography printed on fabric and then quilted, and she gets such beautiful results that I could stare at these gorgeous landscape animal portraiture quilts for hours. I'll give you two guesses why I love the work of Editya Sitar, and the first guess doesn't count. I'm sure you immediately see the gorgeous monochromatic blue palette that she uses in these two different snowflake quilts, and I am head over heels in love, and these are definitely on my bucket list of quilts to make. It was so cool to see the Cherrywood Fabrics graffiti challenge in person. These are such fun quilts. Every year Cherrywood Fabrics selects a different color palette and puts out a call for quilters to make something centered around the theme, and these graffiti quilts went in all different directions with a lot of quotes. There were some fun sewing themed pictures, and here's the winner, and it's a beautiful landscape thread play, and the quote about making art is fabulous. Quite serendipitous to walk around the corner and hear the artist discussing her work. This is Sandra, and she had an exhibit of her quilted coats, a really fun interpretation of quilting as three-dimensional art. I will admit that taking a quilt design class was my primary reason for traveling to the Road to California show in the first place. And my instructor, Daisy, was so delightful. It just was a perfect day to learn Adobe Illustrator, which is the industry standard software for creating quilt diagrams, and it's going to make my pattern design so much easier. I look forward to sharing my new knowledge with you in the form of some new quilt patterns coming soon. The other class I took was free motion quilting with international superstar Claudia Fiel, and this was another fun day. Claudia is a great teacher. She went over a lot of different free motion quilting designs, and we had a lot of fun playing with yarn couching. And so that was a really fun new technique for me that I'm excited to explore some more when I get home. It's hard to narrow things down to the number one best part of a quilt show, but I have to say I had a lot of fun wandering the aisles of the vendor hall. So let's take a look at what I brought home with me from Road to California 2023. One of my favorite serendipitous purchases was this set of templates from Daisy at Warm Folk Quilts. It makes a New York Beauty block. It's these nested curves, so you can see the wedge and the different arcs that all fit together. And the size matches one of my block designs just perfectly. So I knew kind of in my plans for the future and releasing a new pattern that I was going to have to find some templates, and she has them already. So look for that pattern to debut later this year. I also stopped by the Superior Threads booth, and you know, you're always on the lookout for thread, and the vendors have some great show specials. So nothing too exciting. I need some neutrals. So this one is flax, and I didn't have a fabric sample or a thread example to match, so I'm trying to debate kind of this taupey color. This one is colonial gray, and I don't know if that'll work, or this is a little bit different shade called goose. So here is my neutral palette of Omni threads that I found from Superior. I found a wonderful vendor from Korea, I believe. They're By Hands Handcrafts, and they had a beautiful booth of bag patterns, and I actually got a kit for a little shoulder bag, a new purse, and mine's getting a little bit threadbare, and I have the technology, so I'm going to attempt to make this bag, and it's got some beautiful floral Cafe Facet, Tula Pink, Free Spirit collective fabrics in this kit, so that will be fun to put together. And then something a little bit smaller. This is called Phone Cabin, and it makes a small little crossbody purse that will be perfect for traveling and going to more quilt shows. Okay, I found a beautiful new fabric designer. She only sells on her Etsy shop and in person. She's not, you know, she doesn't have a wide distribution channel to your local quilt stores, but if you ever see P. Carter Carpin, you'll definitely want to pick up her fabrics. This has a cat, a panel, and I thought these blenders were so beautiful and interesting. Just these shades of blue and teal and some of the pink, yellow, and orange, just a little bit different than I've seen anywhere else. I just think this will be a fabulous, fun project. I found this cute t-shirt from my girlfriend's quilt shop, and it says, "I rescue fabric. I'm kind of a hero." So that will be fun to wear to sewing classes and events with my local friends. And they also had an adorable sewing Lego kit. So I will have a another video where I put this together, because it's a really cute Lego sewing machine, and it's got a little figurine here with scissors. So you'll get a close-up view when I put that together. And those are about it. Let's see, one last bag. Oh yeah, my friends at the Purple Pineapple, I have a new project bag. It says, "I'm not messy, I'm creatively organized." So that will be bag. We always need more project bags, because I'm always starting things and then on to the next project, kind of that crafter's ADD. And so these project bags keep me organized, at least keep all the parts and pattern ideas together in one place. And I will have to get this fabulous glow light with a star block variation, but I'll get that set up and show you. This just kind of a neon decoration for my quilting studio. And those were the treasures I found at Road to California. What do you look for when you are browsing the aisles at a craft fair? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you've been inspired by these top 10 memories from Road to California 2023. I hope to see you at a quilt show in the future. It would be great to meet up if our paths cross. I have entered quilts in shows in my past. I don't have any plans to do that in the future, but you do see a lot of this type of pattern. So go check out the Lone Star quilt that I made from a Judy Niemeyer pattern. It might inspire your next show quilt.